Hey guys, in this video I'm going to help you guys understand what you need to know so you don't get scammed when you go to an auto repair shop and get your car serviced or repaired. The reason why I'm able to talk about this is I've been in the automotive industry for over 21 years, 10 as a technician, and after that I've been a service advisor for over 11 years. So let's talk about a few things you need to know so you don't get scammed or ripped off at a auto repair shop. So number one is you need to know what you're going in for from the beginning. You need to understand what you're going to be asking for. And this is very important because if you're not clear on what you're looking for or you want to get done, they're going to be trying to sell you on a lot of different services and repairs. So for example, if you're going in for regular maintenance, let them know exactly what you're going in for. If you're going in and you're saying, oh, I want to get my 50 or 60,000 mile maintenance, they're going to tell you you need oil change, tire rotation, filters, cabin filter, air filter, spark plugs, fuel induction service, fluid flushes. So instead, go in there and say, okay, I want to get my regular maintenance done. I'm at 50,000 miles. I want to get my oil change and tire rotation done. What else should I be getting? And then they might recommend other things, but then you need to know what questions to ask. This is very important because if you just listen to what they say and they give you a list of things, you can bring up, number one, do I really need these things? Is it a maintenance item because of age and miles, or is it a safety concern? Is a service or repair that they're recommending, is that because a part is leaking? Is it because it's making noise? You got to know what questions to ask when they recommend these things at a repair shop or a dealership. Okay, so again, know what you're going in for. So if you're going in for maintenance, let them know what kind of maintenance you're looking to get from the beginning. Now, if you're going in for something else, like a different concern, let's say you have an oil leak, bring up exactly what your issue you're having. So if you're seeing oil dripping, or if your engine is low on oil, that kind of stuff, you want to bring up what concern you're having. If your car is making a noise, when is it making noise? Is it making noise in the mornings when you start it up? Is it making noise when you turn on the AC? Is it making noise when you're going over bumps? You want to be pretty clear on what you're going in for and what concern you have, so that's going to help them be able to diagnose it better instead of giving you a list of different things that might be making noise. And sometimes I've seen it where they'll recommend different things that they've heard noises on and it doesn't even fix the main noise that you went in for. So be clear. If you're going in for a check engine light, you want to bring that up. I want my check engine light diagnosed. My car runs rough, or it's not running rough, but the light came on. You want to be specific on what symptoms you're getting with the vehicle. Now, I always recommend not to recommend a repair yourself. So let's say if your check engine light is on, don't say, I think it's the O2 sensor, or I think it's the spark plugs. Let them diagnose it and give you the recommendation themselves. Okay, because then if you give them the repair and they do that, for example, if they replace the spark plugs and it doesn't fix your main problem, then it's on you. Now you spend money on the spark plugs and you got to still repair the main issue that you were having. So bring up the symptom or the concern and let them diagnose it and do the work. So those are a few things that you need to know before you go in. Now, another thing, when they do bring up a repair or recommendations for you or upsells, you want to learn how to ask the right questions so you know whether you're getting scammed or not. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you go in for an oil change and they do a multi-point inspection or a safety inspection on your vehicle, which most places do that because they want to find things wrong with your vehicle so that way they can make more money off of the repairs. There's nothing wrong with that. This is an auto repair shop, so that's what they're in business for, is to repair cars. But they should also recommend things that you actually need. Okay, so we're gonna figure out how we can find this out. So you got to ask the right questions. So for example, if you're going for an oil change and they tell you, well, when we did the inspection, we found that you need tires, you also need brakes, and you need your filters. So what you need to know is how to ask the right questions. So for example, what I would say is, okay, what are the measurements on my tires? What are the measurements on my brakes? Do I need all 4 tires? Do I need front and rear brakes? How dirty are my filters, or why are you recommending my filters? If they tell you because they're dirty, you can always ask to see if you can see the filters. A lot of times you should be able to see the brakes and the tires also. Now, let's say you're not there at the dealership or at the shop. Now with the technology that we have, most places should be able to send you a video or a picture of it. Okay? Now, measurements are very important. There's tires and brakes that should always have measurements. Your brakes should have measurements on the pads and the rotors. So if your brakes need to be replaced, which ones do I need, the front or the rears? Let's say they tell you your front are at 5 millimeters and your rears are at 6. Well, brakes shouldn't get replaced until they get down to 3 millimeters if they're pads. If they're shoes, it should be 1 millimeters. So if they're recommending brakes when you're at 5 or 4 millimeters, then they're pretty much trying to rip you off. Now, they should tell you you're at 5 and 4 millimeters on your brakes. You're getting close, but you're not there yet. And that way you can decide what you want to do. Let's say you're going to be going on a long road trip soon. You might want to get the brakes done beforehand. But again, that's your choice. All right? But it's not an immediate repair that you need to get done. Now, if they are under 3 millimeters, then you should get your brakes done. Then you should also ask if you need rotors also, or if you need to just resurface the rotors. If you resurface the rotors, that means that they're going to cut the rotors and they're going to reuse the rotors. So that's going to save you some money. Now, if they tell you you need rotors also, you should ask why. Now, if they tell you they're low, under the minimum specs, you should always ask them what is the minimum specs and where are they now. That way you know if they have all those numbers, then they really did measure the brakes, the rotors, and they're pretty much being honest with you because they have all the answers for you. Now, if they tell you, well, I'm not sure, but they look low, or they look like they are under the minimum, then most likely they didn't go and measure them. They're just trying to sell you the rotors. Okay? Tires, same thing. Tires shouldn't get replaced until they are under 30 seconds. All right? If your tires are at 5, 6, 7 30 seconds, they most likely do not need to be replaced unless they have dry cracks on them, or if there's any other bubble or a nail in them or anything like that. So ask the questions that you need to know to see if you actually need those repairs done or not. If you have an oil leak, where is the oil leak coming from? How urgent is it? How bad is the oil leak? What's going to happen if I wait a month or 2? All of these questions are important to let you know how urgent a repair is. So, again, guys, be prepared for these questions. If you're not sure what to ask, one thing you can do is let them know, okay, let me think about it and let me give you a call back. And that way you can research this a little bit online. And that way you might know what to ask for, what to look for, and that kind of stuff. All right. So again, guys, these are just some things that you should know when you go into a dealership or a service department at a repair shop. That way you don't get scammed or ripped off. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these videos. I hope this helped out. If you have any specific questions on something that has happened to you at a dealership or a repair shop, and you want to know more about it or how you can maybe fix that situation, let me know in the comments below, and I'm more than happy to make another video to talk about those topics. So thanks again, guys.